In 2024 alone, over 800,000 people were displaced due to climate disasters. According to a United Nations report featured by The Guardian, these were not just floods or fires, they were unprecedented climate events reshaping communities worldwide. One of the hardest hit regions is Bangladesh. A recent investigation by Climate Change News found that more than 90% of migrants displaced by climate events in Bangladesh experience some form of forced labor or modern slavery. With rising sea levels and disappearing farmland, climate change migration there is not just a matter of survival, it's a matter of vulnerability and human rights. But climate migration isn't always across borders. Sometimes it's from coast to inland. Along England's southern edge, the Seven Sisters cliffs are slowly disappearing. Erosion here has forced people away from historic homes, turned walkways into drop-offs, and reshaped the land as we know it. Lawrence, a local volunteer, organizes youth cleanups and monitors changes to the cliffside. He says these changes are not seasonal, they're a symptom of a warming planet.
My name's Lawrence. I work here at Seven Sisters Country Park as a ranger. I've been here for about 3 years. As a ranger, my job is quite a mix of things. Some of it is managing kind of rights of way for people because we're quite a busy site, so keeping gates in good condition and making sure paths are open. And another element of the work is nature conservation. So we've got some really special habitats on site. One of the main ones being chalk grassland, which is a really rare habitat. So it's in the last 100 years, chalk grassland has declined in area by about 97%. So it's a huge decline. So it's about 3–4% left of how much there used to be. With climate change, you also get the biodiversity loss. So as species are forced to move because of extremes in climate, sometimes they can't find another home, and then you get that loss in biodiversity. So I think that's probably one of our biggest impacts is extreme weather events. So flooding is also not great, but we can handle it a bit better. But drought is a big issue.
Wormnom and Hyperdam have been cleaning the beaches near Seven Sisters for years. They have seen firsthand how cracks form, paths collapse, and waves devour what used to be farmland. He points to this erosion as more than just geology. It's climate impact in real time. According to climate writer Kevin Hester, whose website documents abrupt ecological collapse, places like these are warning signs the world cannot afford to ignore.
I'm thinking that we're at tipping points and beyond tipping points. We've gone so far now, it's not going to be possible to slow down the processes of heat, extreme weather, and coastal erosion. The last 200 years has been a crazy expansion of energy. They're still using gas, coal, and oil. They're not slowing down.
Nearby, Catherine and Michael, long-time residents, show us the cables where people once travelled undersea and the homes their family lived in for generations. Now parts of that history are crumbling into the sea. As Life Science recently highlighted, Earth's climate memory goes back 66 million years, but the pace of current change is unprecedented.
Well, it's inevitable, but what is not inevitable, as far as we're concerned, is that actually you have to just watch and let it go. This has got history.
We don't have to just give up and say we can't fight erosion, because you can. And particularly with the river, that we're a river mouth. So we've only got one way we have to worry about.
Climate migration isn't only about tropical storms or rising oceans far away. It's about communities like Seven Sisters, quietly vanishing from the edges of maps. Mishka and Anna, students who help at Youth Action Seven Sisters event, describe feeling a deep sense of climate anxiety, a fear not just for their future, but for the present.
My name's Anna. We're here volunteering with Loz at the Seven Sisters in XC, and we're here at a Youth Action Day. You've really kind of ended up where I am, probably a bit because of climate anxiety kind of led to my interest in environmental science and conservation, and here it's just a place where you can, I mean, you so see it in action here, the impacts of climate change, but I mean on the days with Loz we can just kind of do our bit a bit. I mean, it doesn't have a huge impact, but even if you encourage the species in an area, it has such a big knock-on.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I think doing this kind of thing, you do see the little impacts that action that you do can have. Obviously, I'd say on a wider perspective, a lot of it is you'll still get the climate anxiety from oil companies and things like that, which is kind of the main issue really. But it is nice to kind of feel that you're doing something on a local level, and I think kind of the power of movements in general does make a difference. And days like this also get people to if you're getting involved, then you're more likely to understand the topic a little bit and have an interest in doing some stuff.
These stories reflect what a research team at Cambridge Centre for Human Movement called invisible migration pressures, slow, creeping changes that push people to leave before disaster even hits. As highlighted in Nature's Climate Migration Study, vulnerability, not disaster alone, is what drives people to move. Whether it's a family in Bangladesh, a newcomer to Wisconsin, or a cliffside home in Sussex, the future is being redrawn by climate every day. And it's happening faster than we think.